Good morning, Chair. My name is Atsenga Vincent, District Planning Officer from Porokoso Town Council. I've been at the council since August 2018. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Andrew Mugala. I'm the internal auditor. I've been at Porokoso since March 2020.
Thank you very much. Witness, my name is Amolunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency, and the chairperson is for the Committee on Local Government Accounts, the committee appearing before this morning. Witness, under Capital of the laws of Zambia, members of Parliament enjoy the immunity that when they are in the House, whatever they say in the House cannot be used against them in any courts of law elsewhere. And the same immunity is extended to you. When you appear before any parliamentary committee, you are conferred with the immunity that whatever you say during our deliberations will not be used against you in any courts of law. However, if you choose to misinform, mislead the committee, the same capital can be used against you, but I have no doubt in my mind that you will not take that route, and that will give us the information that you are looking for, the factual information, the information that will help us generate a very good report. With that said, the Council Secretary, now I invite you to speak to your documents by submitting before this committee. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. The first query on budget and income. Local taxes. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation.
Sorry, let me guide, sir. Yeah. All right, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Chair. Local taxes. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that a variance of 138,824 kwacha on local taxes was due to resistance from the property owners to pay rates despite delivering bills to them on time. Action taken. Management has engaged sheriffs to help the council collect revenue from property owners. Copies of engagement letters with sheriffs is attached as Appendix 1. Remedial measures. Management has intensified sensitization on the importance of paying rates by property owners through radio programs and through announcements by public relations officer. Thank you. Next query, fees and charges. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation of the variance of 1,798,518 kwacha on fees and charges. The council did not manage to sell parcels of land budgeted for in the year 2021, leaving a variance on fees and charges. Action taken. Management managed to get a quotation from Zambia National Service and has applied for Land Development Fund to be used to provide services such as access roads before selling the plots. Remedial measure. In future, management shall only budget for sale of plots after providing for the needed services. Copy of the minutes to apply for Land Development Fund, an application for LDF, and a quotation from ZNS are attached as Appendix 2. Next query, other receipts. Cause of the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation on the variance of 327,880 kwacha and wishes to report that the variance was due to the fact that the expected revenue from the bar was not realized in full, partly because the roof was blown off and items destroyed when we experienced heavy rain. The other reason is that we did not have an officer to manage the commercial ventures for the council. Action taken. Management requested the Ministry of Local Government for help, and the council was permitted to use some money from capital account to rehabilitate the bar, and it is now running smoothly. Management also requested for an assistant commercial manager from the Local Government Service Commission, and we have since received an officer. A letter from the Ministry of Local Government and an appointment letter for an assistant commercial manager are attached as Appendix 3. Remedial measures. Management has taken note of the variance and will in future flex the budget in order to avoid variances through quarterly budget reviews. Next query, operational matters, failure to manage dump site. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that the council was constrained to fence the dump site due to limited resources. However, the council plans to fence the front part of the dump site, put signposts and compact the dump site in the year 2023. Action taken. Management will put up signposts, compact and fence the front part of the dump site in the year 2023. Copy of a bill of quantity is attached as Appendix 4. Remedial measures. Management shall prioritize the works at the dump site in the year 2023. Next query, accounting for revenue. Failure to collect revenue. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation for failure to collect receivables from rental charges amounting to 14,900 kwacha and property rates amounting to 466,006 kwacha in the year 2021. This was due to resistance from property owners, while those owing for rental charges have now settled their accounts. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the council has now collected 14,900 kwacha for rental charges from the tenants who were owing in the period under review. For property rates, we managed to collect 101,125 kwacha at Efongwe, and the figure is expected to rise when the sheriffs execute the warrants of disclose, planned to be executed in the first quarter of 2023. Sensitization programs both on radio and announcements to sensitize property owners on the importance of paying rates to the council is ongoing. Copies of engagement letters with sheriffs, receipts for rental charges, and a list of receipts for rates are attached as Appendix 5. Remedial measure. The council will continue engaging and sensitizing all the clients that are owing the local authority in terms of receivables and ensure that what is owed is collected. The next query, management of payroll and other staff-related matters, employment of casual workers. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation for employing casual employees for jobs that were permanent in nature and were paid wages in amounts totaling 123,501 kwacha, a situation which is regrettable, Chair. Action taken. Management has reviewed the contracts for all the employees in question and wish to state that the contracts of the employees were terminated after the expiry of their contracts. Management has now engaged only 10 people to be working as garbage collectors and general workers, pending employment processes to employ permanent workers. Termination of contracts for the 31 employees are attached as Appendix 6. Remedial measure. In future, the council will ensure that workers performing jobs permanent in nature are employed on a permanent basis. Next query, Chair. Management of Local Government Equalization Fund. Construction of Kape Market Shelter, delayed completion. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation for the delayed completion of Kape Market Shelter, which had the labor contract price of 25,000 kwacha, and wish to state that the council undertook 3 projects at the same time. Therefore, there was delayment to complete Kape Market Shelter because the council was in the same period making sure that Weupe Market and Mukanga markets were completed. Action taken. Management has set aside 200,000 kwacha in the 2023 budget in order to complete the remaining works at Kape Market. A copy of a bill of quantities attached as Appendix 7. Remedial measure. Management will in future ensure that projects are undertaken one after the other to avoid splitting the resources. Next query, Chair. Construction of Weupe Market Shelter, delayed completion. Cause of the query, management acknowledges the auditor's observations for the delayed completion of a market shelter at Weupe Market, which had the labor contract price of 24,000 kwacha. And this was because the council had 3 projects which were being worked on in the same year, therefore could not finish all as planned. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the market shelter at Weupe is now completed and ready for verification. A picture showing Waupe Market shelter is on Appendix 8. Remedial measure: management will ensure projects are spread to avoid delays in completing the projects. Next query, Chair. Management of liabilities. Failure to remit statutory and other obligations. Cause of the query: management acknowledges the auditor's observation for failure to remit statutory obligations to Zambia Revenue Authority, NAPSA, LASIF, Zulau, NIMA, Madison Life, and ZCTU amounting to 4,865,508 kwacha. The failure to remit historical statutory obligations was due to liquidity problems on the part of the local authority. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the Council has an agreement with NAPSA of liquidating the historical arrears with a monthly payment of 10,000 kwacha. For ZRA, the Council had applied for amnesty, which was approved. As for NIMA, Madison Life, and ZCTU, balances have now been cleared. Amnesty document from ZRA and agreement for NAPSA are attached as Appendix 9. Remedial measure: the Council remains committed to the liquidation plan with NAPSA and LASIF. The Council will continue paying the current contributions to avoid the arrears. Next query, Chair. Failure to settle staff obligations. Cause of the query: the Council acknowledges the auditor's observation of failure to settle outstanding staff obligations amounting to 5,323,840 kwacha, and wishes to state that the Council is committed to ensuring that the debts owed are reduced. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the Council has so far paid 103,589 kwacha 51 ungwe towards terminal benefits, cleared the 76,874 kwacha for settling in allowance, and paid 272,132 kwacha 65 ingwe towards salary arrears between 1st January 2022 and 31st January 2023. The ledgers are attached for verification on Appendix 10. Remedial measure: the Council will continue liquidating the outstanding staff obligations. I submit, Chair.
Thank you very much, Council Secretary. Honorable members.
Chair.
Yes, Honorable Simamba.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I'll take you to page 2. On fees and charges, they budgeted for 2,531,555. They only raised 733, and the reason, Chair, is because the plots that they thought they're going to realize that money, they didn't have access to roads. I wanted to find out what comment, when you are budgeting for these, what comment did the district planner give to the council, bearing in mind that from this vote you wanted to collect some monies, and why did you budget for something that you thought there was no access to roads, especially where plots are concerned? I submit, Chair.
Honorable Kapampi.
Thank you, Chair. On the same budget and income, Chair, I just want to find out if the engagement of bailiffs has helped in collection of property rates, and if not, what further actions are you planning to do as a council? I submit.
Chair, thank you so much. A quicker one. You budgeted for licenses, you've shown the tabulation, you've not explained. You are quiet on that one. As well as permits, levies. Why are you quiet on these three?
Council Secretary, you can ask the Treasurer to be helping you. Please respond to those questions from 3 members.
Thank you, Chair. I think on the access roads, I will request the DPO to come in.
Thank you, Chair. Our thinking as management was that once we advertise these parcels of land, then we can have some little resources to begin the opening up of these access roads before even showing the would-be developers where they are supposed to settle.
Have you answered the question? Honorable Sumumba, has he answered the question?
No, Chair, I wanted to, because I'm sure, Chair, for them to plan, to budget for plots, the access for roads was there. You cannot budget for something, Chair, that has no access to roads. That's why I'm asking, what propelled you to budget for something that you knew quite well that the access to roads is not there? I submit, Chair.
DPO?
Thank you, Chair. We are aware that as we offload parcels of land, we need to ensure that we provide adequate services. And what we did is that we had to ensure that these parcels of land that we had created are numbered. As I am testifying, Chair, the parcels of land are numbered. We've numbered about 6,900 parcels of land, and of course, looking at the meager resources that we've had at hand, we managed to survey and beacon about 740 parcels of land, and these are the very parcels that we wanted to ensure that they are advertised so that we realize the much needed resources to provide services to the residents of Mporokoso. However, we had a challenge in the sense that these parcels were didn't have access roads. That is where we had a challenge, and we couldn't realize the monies that we had budgeted for.
DPO, could you confirm that one of the reasons as to why people are resistant is the reason that you have alluded to here was because there are no access roads? Why people are resisting to pay the rates? Could that be one of the reasons?
Yes, Chair.
And if people are resisting and there are no roads, when you sat in the management meeting, when you are looking at this report, preparing this report, what was your advice to management? Because they budgeted for something that, there are no roads, the plots that are not serviced. So why didn't you advise, on the plots, I think we shouldn't add it on our budget. Did you advise them?
The advice was given, Chair.
It was given.
Yes.
And they went ahead and budgeted for something that is not accessible.
The advice.
All right. I'll leave it there. So your people have heard. Just switch off the mic. Honorable Sumumba.
Yes, Chair, because when you look at the rate of engagement to ZNS, they just wrote this letter, Chair, in 2023, asking them if they can application for LDF, which means from 2021, 2022, there was nothing that was done. And they were expecting, Chair, to collect some revenues. So why didn't you put all these into consideration when you are budgeting, Treasurer? I submit, Chair.
Thank you. Treasurer?
Thank you so much, Chair. I think we need to admit that we actually over budgeted. We thought that that was the need, because budgets are done in a year prior to the actual. So budgets were being done in 2020, and we thought that by first year of 2021, we would have done the roads and the like from the monies coming from application letters, but we didn't succeed in doing so. Chair, we agree that it is a failure on our part. We pledge to do better, I think, next time.
Yeah, that is not right, because In 2020, you made that budget. You added the plots that are not serviced. Come 2021, you could not do anything. You thought you would collect a bit of money from applications and do the roads. 2022, you could not do anything. 2023, you write now to Zambia National Service to do the roads. The budget was for 2021, but you come and write that. Council Secretary, is that in order?
Thank you, Chair. Definitely it's not in order. That's why we are saying that, yes, we regret what happened, and going forward, we want to ensure that we do the right thing, Chair.
Please. Another question, honorable members. Yes, Honorable Kapan, please.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, looking at the council's revenue collection, it's quite bad, and it's below average. What measures has the council put in place to ensure that they expand on their revenue base on locally generated income? I submit, Chair.
Council Secretary, you are relatively new there, and you have seen the challenges of that local authority. So what strategies have you put in place to enhance revenue collection?
Yes, we noticed that, Chair, and what we've done, we've embarked on broadening the revenue base. We've done a small facility at our falls there.
What's the name of that facility?
Lumangwe Falls.
Okay.
We have put up with a small guest house, 5 rooms. We hope to be getting something from there. Then we are also rehabilitating our guest house, Mikomba Guest House. The first phase, we are targeting at least 14 rooms. And maybe the Director of Works can actually give more highlights in terms of how far we've gone with the works and when we expect to commission the first 14 rooms.
Director of Works, we are hoping you will not put that one into your budget before you start correcting. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, it is in our budget, and we, as CS has just stated, the 14 rooms, by July, we have to open the 14 rooms, but the whole budget is to complete the 21 rooms with all self-contained, then 7 non-self-contained. Chair, I submit.
Thank you very
Chair,
much.
on addition to that one, we are also rehabilitating about 5 shops within our market. There was a hot market. After shifting to the new market, we are also planning this year to change it into 6 big shops within the township. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Samamba. Yeah, another question.
Thank you very much, Chair. On
Chair.
page 5.
Chair,
Yes.
the other questions were not answered.
Which ones are?
Why did you budget for licenses but you've not explained permits? You've not explained levies, so that you guide us.
Wait,
Thank you, Chair.
Council Secretary?
The Treasurer can
Treasurer?
help.
Thank you so much, Chair. I think it was an omission on our part. We did not explain the variances on the 3 votes here. For one of them being licenses. For licenses, the budget was 228, 147.
Chair, it was an omission. Was it deliberate? Because you are now wanting to start explaining orally. Was it deliberate? You sat as a team. Internal auditor is there. You are there? Yes, you saw all this. Then you thought it will just go scot-free with us as well. You want now to start explaining orally. Where will the Secretariat get the information? Was it by design or not?
Council Secretary, together with your treasurer, we need that information through to Secretariat, because like my colleague is putting it, it's not supposed to be oral like that. We are generating a report. So please get in touch for those 3 items. Get in touch with Secretariat after our session so that then you agree when you are sending that information.
Noted, Chair.
Thank
Then
you.
there was also another question, Chair, on the bailiffs, whether engaging bailiffs has helped matters. Yes, the bailiffs just started executing the warrants of distress last week on Wednesday.
Okay.
So when we get back, that's when we'll get an update in terms of how far that program has gone. That's when we should be able to chart the way forward. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Yes, Honorable Sumumba.
Thank you, Chair. Failure to collect revenue.
Page what?
5. There is a table there, Chair, and according to our external auditors, as at 30th September 2022, only amounts totaling to 24,300 had been collected, leaving a balance of 480. Chair, when you go to action taken, the management is acknowledging and is stating to this committee to say they have already collected 14,900 for rentals charges, and for property rates they're saying they have collected 101, 125, and the Chair, they referred us to Appendix 5. When you go to Appendix 5, Chair, you find that these receipts, others are even in for June, it's not studying well. Maybe I wanted to see where is this 101, which receipts are they referring us to? I submit, Chair.
Treasurer, please lead us to 101,000 receipt.
Guide.
Treasurer.
Thank you so much, Chair. What we did was we picked the receipts from January 2022 up to December 2022, and then we checked who has paid and who has not paid. So these are the receipts you are able to see here.
The one for 101? Yes, yes, that's the one which I wanted. Because even when you add, I'm sure when you add those receipts, 800, it won't tally with the 101. Page 14.
Yes, page 44, Chair. So
Yes.
the list itself, Chair, is it's taken from the system, which is the rate system. So we just went and picked a report. This is the report you are seeing here. If there are errors in terms of additions, the Chair, we will make correction on that one. Because it directly came from the system. I submit, Chair.
So this is the list that is supposed to give us 101. According to your report, I'm saying this is the one that is giving us the 101 because he is giving us 100,000. Then the other one is 101.
It should be the report from the system, Chair.
Which is this one, 100,000.
Yes, 100 and 125.
So you wish to amend your report?
Exactly, Chair. Thank you.
Chair, the
Yes.
meaning they brought a correct one and the incorrect one. Yes, you said when as you are going back, the bailiffs, it's just last week, isn't it? Go to your appendix 1.
Appendix.
Appendix 1, through you, Chair. Are you there? What's the date? On page 14 and 15?
19th September.
Page 15, go to judiciary. What's the date?
11th October 2022.
What's the date today?
Today is 3rd April 2023.
Is that work in progress? Since engagement started, Chair, 2022. September. This is now 2023.
Secretary, can you clarify on that?
Yes, Chair. I think after we wrote to the sheriffs, then we had to wait for a response for them to give us the conditions. That's the response that came in October.
Okay, November.
No, 11th October 2022. That's when the response came. So now there was the issue of now looking for resources to pay them because they asked for 15,000 and also other things. So and in the meantime, we also needed to actually ensure that our ratepayers are actually aware of what was going to happen. So we still continued with the announcements, both on radio and also public announcements. We had to try as much as possible to actually sensitize our communities rather than just go in there and then. They would have said that maybe they were not given ample time. So we had to take a bit of time before we resorted to actually court action. We did ensure that we continued to sensitize them. That was why there was that delay. I submit, Chair.
Well, thank you. No, it's understood. You didn't have the money from the quotation that came from the court. Another question, members.
On the same.
Yes.
The response on 11th October, it is to who? Page 15.
This response that was coming
from judiciary.
The response was to the town clerk in Porokoso Council.
Or to the CS?
But it was a mistake. It was supposed to be the council secretary.
Yeah. Thank you. Honorable Simumba. Oh.
Another question, Chair.
Yes.
On 7, management of local government equalization fund.
Page 7.
Yes. Construction of Kape Market Shelter, DREAD, the DREAD completion. I wanted to find out, Chair, why did the council embark on several projects if it cannot manage to do them at the same time? Why did you engage a lot of projects and yet you knew that you cannot manage them at once?
Thank you. Is it in the same one?
It's in the same line.
Thank you. Honorable Mtelo.
Sir, the labor contract for this CAPE was 25,000. 15,600 paid. We are seeing for materials, but this market is said not to have finished because of the 2 other markets. Then, now there is another budget for 200,000 kwacha. Can we have an explanation, Director of Works? CS.
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. The 200 that we have mentioned here is now for completion of Kape Market. Because what it means is that the materials which were bought were all exhausted. They were used on the structure, but it could not be completed. So the 200 now will just complete this market. Otherwise, it's the only market that is remaining. We had embarked on 3 markets. The other 2 have been completed, Mukanga market and Weupe. So this is the only one that is remaining, and we shall prioritize it and ensure that it's completed within this year. I submit.
Is it still on labor based? Are you still going to pay the 10,000?
Through the chair.
Chair, before the CS comes, where have you explained to say we used these materials up to this stage? You've just said incomplete. Any evidence?
Sure. Thank you, Chair. If we didn't indicate or if we didn't give that information, then it was an oversight on our part, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Kapanti.
Thank you, Chair. Is Weupe market operation? If not, what is the problem of it not being operation?
Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. Weupe market, truthfully speaking, it's not yet operational, Chair. We intended to move to the next stage now where we needed to construct a VIP, ventilated improved pit latrine. But now with the presidential pronouncement where we've been directed to ensure that these public facilities have water, we now intend to redo the BOQ, and we intend to leverage on a CDF so that we can be assisted to do the toilet quickly, then operationalize the market. I submit, Chair.
So, Chair, through you, the status is not what you earlier told your committee to say they are complete. Make give us the right information. Is this market complete or not? Don't forget of the other one, Mukanga.
Thank you, Chair. Truthfully speaking, yes, Weupe market is complete, Chair, as well as Mukanga market. They are all complete. What is remaining, as I've stated, are just the toilets. We intended to move to the final phase of
Yes,
the toilets.
through you, Chair. When you say what is remaining, is that complete?
Maybe Director Wex can.
Director Wex?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, as the way the contract was planned, we planned such that the toilets were VIP, as Cesar said. What has completed was the full structure for the market. That was the one which we planned for by that time, and those 2 has completed.
So it's correct to say there are almost 2 projects here. There is the toilet one and the market one. So you have completed the market, now we are embarking on the toilets. That's the position?
Yes.
Meaning they are not operational and complete. We want to have our books correct. We don't want to say that was an omission, that we don't want that. We want to put things straight as we shall report to the House and Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Chair. In terms of construction, the 2 markets are complete. What is remaining are just the toilets, as stated here. I submit, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Panti.
Thank you, Chair. I think, to my understanding, it's like they're trying to confuse themselves at the same time. Because if it's a project, it's a market. Whether VIP or a toilet with running water, at the end of the day, these facilities are meant to have toilets. And if the main market is complete and the toilets are not complete, meaning the entire project is not completed. Simple as that. I submit, Chair.
Thank you very much.
Or is it okay to run a market without toilets?
Another question, honorable members? We move. Permanent witnesses?
Thank you, Chair. Council Secretary, we appreciate your submission to the committee. and we will be coming to look at what you have submitted. Please ensure that the documents are in place as we come to look at them so that we confirm what you have submitted. Thank you, Chair.
Council Secretary, my advice is on the project. I think I have seen that the planning and budgeting on project management wasn't done well, because it's your equalization, it's in your hand and it's in your control. So I think you need to improve in those areas. We've seen that the projects are not finishing for you planning for 3 projects when you know that the funds are not enough. So I think we need to improve, because if we had done one, we are going to receive the service, the community. But now we have 3 all running at the same time. So I think you need to look at your system of controls in there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Borokoso, I'm sure you've heard what the submissions of the Honorable Committee are, and maybe you just need to cover up some of those gaps that you have in your systems. And as you manage your public finances, you really need to really observe that all the regulations and all the provisions that are there as per legislation are being followed, so that you're not found on the other side of the law. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and the CS and your team. I think take heed to the submission of the committee. Revenue generation is very key to anything that you are going to run as a council. So budget preparation is not just ticking in the box, but ensure that you have strategies around realizing your targets. I think that's a position even the ministry guided you, especially in the 2023 budget hearings. I submit, Chair.
Thank you very much. Borokoso Town Council, you have gotten the consents of the members. I want to say the volume of your report is quite encouraging. The responses are encouraging. But the fact that you are not in Borokoso, you are in Lusaka, it means there is something wrong with your local authority. And we want to urge you to work on that, put your house in order. With this small report that you have presented this year, we don't expect you to appear next year. We're hoping that you do everything as expected of you, because the people out there in Borokoso, they are expecting service delivery. And it can only come from you. Government is sending a lot of money now to all the local authorities, and we want the officers to be on top of the game and be able to put every coin that the government is sending to very good use and deliver service. We want to thank you for making your submission, making appearance before this committee, and we can only wish you well. And before you leave, we want to withdraw the immunity that was conferred on you at the beginning of our interaction. With that said, we wish you a good day as you travel back to Borokoso. Thank you very much.